Distinguished guests, friends, and fellow citizens. In our previous journeys, we explored the iron fist of fascism and the invisible paradoxical webs of global finance. Today, we confront a ghost that has haunted the human imagination for over a century. It is an ideology that often begins not with a threat, but with a seductive promise, the promise of a world without classes, without poverty, and without the mess of competition. I'm talking about communism. It is a vision that has captured the hearts of millions, promising to wipe away the tears of the oppressed. Yet, in every single instance where it has been realized, it has left behind a trail of stagnation, silence, and the systematic erosion of the human soul. But we are not merely to criticize, we are here to understand. We are here to ask why it fails, why the human spirit rejects it, and how a nation like Canada has found a living middle way, not in a way that's like the third way practice, that preserves both our bread and our liberty. The third way I will talk about in another video. Number 1, the fatal flaw, the death of the individual. Communism is built upon a foundational misunderstanding of what it means to be human. It rests on the assumption that if you simply remove the incentive for personal gain, people will work solely for the collective good. It treats a nation like a beehive or an anthill, where every unit is interchangeable. But humans are not ants. We are creatures of ambition, of unique dreams, and of individual agency. When a state takes away the right to own the fruits of your labor, it doesn't just take away your money, it takes your engine. It removes the why from the human equation. Under communism, the state does not just manage the economy, it attempts to manage you. It decides your worth, your work, and your limits. By attempting to make everyone equal, it forces everyone to be the same. It replaced the vibrant, chaotic, and beautiful garden of human ambition with a flat, grade concrete slab of state-mandated mediocrity. History has taught us the endgame of this path. When the state becomes the sole provider, it becomes the sole master. To maintain a system that goes against the very grain of human nature, you must eventually use force. You must silence the dissenter. Because in a world where everyone must be equal, every individual choice is an act of rebellion. Communism doesn't end in a utopia. It ends in the breadline, the surveillance state, and ultimately, the gulag. It trades the soul of the person for the convenience of the collective. Number 2, the Canadian synthesis, the hybrid model, not the third way. We must ask ourselves, does rejecting the old chains of communism mean we must embrace a heartless, survival of the fittest version of capitalism? Does it mean we must leave the weak to perish in the name of efficiency? The answer is found in the living middle way, which I am talking about in Canada. Look to the Canadian model. It is a masterpiece of political and economic synthesis, a bridge built over the chasm that separates cold individualism from suffocating collectivism. Canada has built a system that recognizes the power of the market while acknowledging the sacred duty of the state to protect its people. This, here in Canada, is a hybrid system. It embraces capitalist aspects to drive innovation, knowing that the desire to build to create, and to earn is the fire that moves the world forward. But it infuses these with socialist aspects: universal health care, robust social safety nets, and public education. This isn't a contradiction, it is a balance. It is the realization that a society is only as strong as its most vulnerable member. It provides the floor beneath which no citizen should be allowed to fall, without placing a ceiling on how high an individual spirit can fly. It is a system that allows you to be an entrepreneur on Monday and a protected citizen on Tuesday. Number 3, the crown and the Constitution, the anchor of stability. Why does this work so safely and efficiently in Canada? Why hasn't it slid into the chaos we see in other experiments? It is because of a unique structured anchor, the constitutional monarchy. In an age of strong men and populist rages, the crown, represented by the King of Canada, the King of the Commonwealth, King of Canada, Commonwealth, and Britain, Charles Windsor, represents the unwritten stability we have discussed before. The monarch is the ultimate safety valve. They hold the fount of power in reserve, ensuring that no politician, no matter how popular, can ever claim to be the absolute master of the nation. By having a head of state who sits above the fray of partisan politics, who represents the continuity of the nation rather than the tempest of the current election, Canada preserves its history while moving into the future. It is a system designed to be safe and efficient because it values evolution over revolution. It doesn't tear down the entire house to fix a leaking pipe. It respects the foundation while modernizing the rooms. Number 4, merit in the face of imperfection. Now, I already hear the critics. I see the headlines. Is the Canadian model perfect? Absolutely not. As we have discussed in every speech, no human system is perfect. We face housing shortages. We face healthcare wait times. We face friction of a changing world. But remember our core principle: merit is found in the fix. The danger is when we allow these issues, these very rare, very real, and very human problems, to overwhelm us or discourage us. The danger is when we look at a flaw in our hybrid system and think, perhaps the communists were right. Perhaps we need total control. We must reject that impulse entirely. We must not expect our system, our leaders, or ourselves to be flawless. We are human. We make mistakes. But the merit of the Canadian model is that it is self-correcting. Because it is a democracy under a constitutional crown, it allows for the mess of debate. It allows us to see what is broken and, through our own collective effort, to mend it. Do not be discouraged by the work that remains. Be encouraged by the fact that you live in a system that allows you to do the work. Number 5, the strength of the middle way, not the third way. Communism fails because it tries to force a final solution onto the complexity of human life. It tries to stop the clock of progress and freeze everyone in a state of mandated equality. But the Canadian model, the middle way, not the third way, understands that life is a process of constant adjustment. It is a system built for fixers. It is a system that says, we will give you the tools to compete, and we will give you the safety to fail. This is the most efficient way to run a civilization, not through the fear of the secret police, but through the security of the social contract, not through the elimination of the individual, but through the empowerment of the citizen. The architects of tomorrow. As we close this series of reflections, I want you to carry this one thought with you. The most dangerous thing a society can do is seek a perfect solution that ignores the human soul. Communism offers a false perfection that ends in chains. Pure, unregulated capitalism can offer a cold efficiency that ends in cruelty. But the middle way, not the third way, the Canadian hybrid, offers a path of safety, efficiency, and human dignity. We are human. We are flawed. We will build systems that break, and we will find ourselves in paradoxes that confuse us. But we are also the architects of our own repair. Let us be proud in the right way, not in a self-conceited way, of our living middle way. Let us find our merit in the work of improving what we have, rather than burning it down for a mirage. Let us choose the crown of stability, the engine of the market, and the heart of the community. We are not perfect. We are something much better. We are people who seek and see what is broken, and together, if we work together, we can fix it. Thank you.